Hey!
Hello, freedom fighters.
Freedom fighters, here we are. Thursday night. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Same bat time, same bat channel. Hello to all of our lovely members out there, Facebook. Welcome to our Thursday night live.
And it is Stacey and Belinda.
Yay, 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 yay. And so guys, tonight we are talking as why is George is going to the USA. So if you don't know, George has just flown in. I think he got into LA yesterday. So look, we were hoping to do a live cross with him, and he was really pumped to do it. But it looks like just with the time difference and being 2 a.m. in the morning, I think we might be getting him more of a
might be waking him up a bit.
I don't want to wake up the bear because he's over there studying at the moment. So. But look, why is George going to the US? Does anyone know?
Well, anyone know? Please put in the comments. Best guess.
Best guess. Put in the comments. And guys, yeah, obviously, if you want to put hashtag live. Or
yes, I can see there's a few people watching now. It's just let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, fantastic. Welcome to our Thursday night. Bring it on. Bring it on. And yeah, George is in the US at the moment. So put in the little comments. We've got a few channels going at the moment, guys. So let's just have a look here.
Cardone.
Let's have a look. Cardone. Someone knows the cat's out of the bag. Absolutely. Cardone is one of them. Yep, beautiful, beautiful. So, guys, I'll let you know the reason why George is overseas is he is catching up with some amazing coaches that are going to help George with the business. Because if you don't know the story behind George starting Positive Property, he had no intention of actually going back to work. Oh, Robert Kiyosaki, no, not at this time round. He's going to LA. I believe Robert's in a different part of the USA. It'd be nice though if George caught up with him, but
it was, yeah, maybe should have.
Yeah, absolutely. So the whole idea is he's going over to a conference at the moment and he's catching up with some amazing coaches over there that help with businesses on all different levels. So I suppose the reality for George was he did actually retire on 10 positive geared investment properties.
And he retired at about, what was it, 37?
Yeah, he was 37 years old. 37. He retired on 10 positive geared properties, and that was making him about $180,000 a year just for getting out of bed. So, you know, he didn't have to work. His properties were churning, making him money. He had that passive income. And guys, if you don't know what passive income is, it's money you make
while
when you're sleeping. That's right.
That's the best
kind. And I can definitely say, if you've got properties out there that are churning, earning, paying themselves off, paying you, as well as paying themselves off while you sleep, it's a much better sleep.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we're all trying to achieve here.
So, but then what happened was obviously George wrote his book, Freedom Through Property. Do we have a copy of that? I thought I might have.
I do.
Do you have a copy? Let's show a copy.
I do. I put it over there.
You put it somewhere? Let's show a copy of the book because it's quite integral to our why is George going into the US tonight. He's got the book. Yeah, put it up to the screen. Beautiful. So, guys, it was that book, when he wrote that. Thank you very much, Stacey. Perfect stuff. Awesome stuff. The reason when he wrote that book, that's when so many people read it. Now, that went Amazon bestseller in Australia, and then it went Amazon bestseller in 3 different countries. So what happened then was obviously everyone was reading the book, and guess what they said? George, coach me. Coach me.
And you help me.
Can you help me?
If someone else is doing what you want to do,
that's exactly right. Exactly right. And that's exactly what happened. People started coming out the woodwork and wanting George to coach him and coach them. And George actually did coach for a while there. Actually, for the first part of it all, he was actually just giving out a lot of free advice.
Yeah.
And so
those people back then.
Absolutely. But the reality was when you're giving out sometimes free advice, it's kind of taken like a grain of salt because they think, oh, yeah, whatever. But if you actually paid for that advice and was nurtured through it, the chances are you're actually going to do what that person says.
It's like paying for a session. You're going to show up versus if you didn't pay for the session, sometimes you just won't show up because you don't class it as important.
Correct. I mean, look at if you go to a chiro or a doctor's surgery and you book in for an appointment, they actually send you a text now saying that if you don't confirm, there's fees and charges.
Yeah.
So, the reality is you kind of go to it. Anyway, we're digressing. So the whole idea is he wrote that book and people started wanting to be coached. And I suppose that was where this business, Positive Property Solutions, kind of started. Because we started getting coaches on board and people started booking in and doing memberships. And
he's been doing this a very, very long time now. First he did it for himself and now he's doing it for many other people. So it's tried and tested.
Correct. Absolutely. 100%. And so, look, the reason why George is over in the US is he's catching up with coaches to help him take this business to the next level because we are growing. Even though we only take a limited amount of members per month, the reality is George is massive. I mean, his whole idea is his
trying to get to 10,000.
10,000.
So we really are expanding quite quickly.
Yeah, exactly right. So, I mean, his goal is to, create, help 10,000 people create financial freedom. And I think we're at like 3,000-4,000. So,
and the reality got people that have already retired on this program.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they've already stopped work because they can.
Absolutely. So, look, the whole idea is, he's going to the US because he needs a coach. So why do you think people need property coaches? Well, why do you think they needed George at the beginning?
Why do you think they need a coach for anything?
Anything. It doesn't have to be property.
Not even property.
Absolutely not. And so the whole idea is why did people go to George? Well, let's look at the facts. He had real life results.
He did it.
He did it himself. Absolutely. And the other thing also was he made all the early day mistakes.
He's been through it. Yep.
That so we don't have to.
And the negative gearing and all that side of things that just didn't work for him, and people are still making mistakes now, and that's okay. But if you want to avoid that, guess what's going to help?
Absolutely. I don't want to make the mistakes. I want to get it. I want to nail it and get it right first time round. Happy days.
So to keep focused and achieve,
achieve goals.
Focus, set and
thank you so
goals.
much. It's just got Facebook user, but whoever said that, thank you very much. What was the next one?
You need to keep learning. That's a big one.
Newsflash, ladies and gentlemen of the house. If you think that you just finished uni or high school and you never stop learning, guess again. Learning is continual. We have a theme as a part of our goals and our values is CANI, CANI, and that stands for constant and never-ending improvement.
Absolutely. Never think if you think that you know everything,
forget it.
Yeah. You don't. For example, I've talked to people and you would have had the same, Belinda, and they might have 2, maybe 3 properties, and they're trying to, they think that's the way you do it. But they know everything. They don't want to be taught. And look, they're not the type of people that make great mentee.
Yeah. Exactly. And learning is for a lifetime. Beautiful. I love that comment. That's fantastic.
It is.
So I mean, look, I'll go back to this. I say this a lot when people join our membership. If you wanted a body like Arnold Schwarzenegger, imagine having Arnold as your coach. Now, let's think about that. Number one, I tell you what, you wouldn't want to miss a coaching session, would you?
No.
You'd be busy. But also, he's got real life results, but also he's done what you want to do, so he knows what needs to be done. He knows the discipline. He knows the exercises. And the other side as well, he's going to make you do it right first time round.
And all mentors have mentors.
Oh, absolutely.
Coaches have coaches. Personal trainers have personal trainers. I'm a personal trainer. And I train personal trainers.
That's I was just about to say, look, absolutely, Stacey, for you, you do PT and you're training PTs.
And I have my own. I have my own coach.
And then you have your own coach as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's always you're always getting that, I mean, I suppose I kind of looked at a few things that pointed out, with coaching.
Yeah.
And obviously that's the topic for tonight, because that's why George is over in the US. He's learning more so he can become better for this business, which is actually going to reflect and trickle down to our members.
And you want someone else to pay for that part of it.
Yeah.
Let George pay for it and then give it to our members.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what does really coaching do? Let's talk about it, because there's a lot of people out there that probably think, oh, I don't need a coach, I can do it by myself.
Oh, there's so many.
There's so many, isn't there?
And look, if you've got a paid session for something, you're likely to turn up for it. Are you going to turn up for yourself if you don't?
Hey, I remember just before COVID hit, I had a personal trainer, and I was training twice a week. I could tell you there's mornings I got out of bed and I did not want to go, but I knew that if I didn't go, it was last minute, so I'd had to pay for the session. Hello. I dragged myself out of bed and I got to that session. And
you don't want to disappoint them.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I still got to that session, and I can tell you at the end of it, I was so happy I did it.
Yeah.
I really
so much happier after you do it. It's like forcing yourself to do it to start with, but then after you've done it.
Exactly right. Absolutely. So let's break down why it's good to have a coach, because that's the reason why George is in the US, and that's what we do here. Coaching is what it's all about. So number one, I would say self-awareness.
Oh, sorry, self-awareness.
We'll get to that. That's a good one. But yeah, we can do that one next. Self-awareness. So, it's all about your personal development. You can't always do it by yourself, but having someone who's got the expertise is what it's all about.
And knowing when to find that too. When you're stuck, stop spinning your wheels and just go, well, okay, who can I turn to that's actually done this?
Yeah, exactly. You said the next one, so I'll let you keep going, which was number 2.
Accountability.
Accountability.
Yeah. And look, that's probably one of the biggest to me.
I can definitely tell you from a property coaching side of things, it's very easy to sit there thinking about property over and over and over. But if you've got someone there who's a coach, who's got a blueprint, who's got a step-by-step, who's contacting you and saying, okay, this is the next step that we have to do, it's kind of having a mental kind of cattle prod.
Well, yeah, it's like
motivating you
all those people you talk to that have maybe one property and they want to do property investing, and they might have number 2 property, but that has taken them 10 to 15 years. If you had a coach prodding you, you could have probably had 10 to 15 properties instead of 2 or 3.
Exactly. And I can definitely tell you some of the new members that have been coming through, they have existing properties, but they've hit like a dead end, or they've come to a brick wall, and the whole idea is, they can't see past the trees, and they don't know the strategies to get them out of that.
Yeah, a lot of people get stuck with, they always think that, I suppose, you earn this much means you can only get this many properties. If that was the case, George would not have over 40.
Yes, absolutely. And having a coach, number 3, is resilience. It's improving, getting feedback. It actually helps you better adapt to certain circumstances.
Get yourself a bit of grit.
Look, property's not easy. Even fitness, if you wanted a body like Elle Macpherson or body like Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's not easy, because if it was easy, everyone would be doing it, right?
Absolutely, they would.
So having that resilience is really important, because it improves the overall kind of like.
That was one of the things I always say in my fitness. It was Stacker, yes you can, and it's health, fitness, and pure grit.
There you go.
You need some grit.
Grit, absolutely love it. What was the other one? Communication. So communication is really, a part of having a coach, because you're bouncing off ideas, but also you're dealing with someone who's already done it.
And with a coach also, they've coached many, many other people, which may have been in the same boat that you've been in. So even if they haven't been through it, likely they've already coached someone else that has been through it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the key as well, you know. And that kind of gets to my next one. It's you know, being able to have a work-life balance. Because if you were really threw yourself into the education that you need, you probably won't have much of a life.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I find with most of our members is they're time poor.
They are. Yep.
And they know, they say to me, honestly, they say, Belinda, I know my key to financial freedom is through property. I just don't have the time, the energy, the skills to find and do what I need to do to make sure I do it properly first time round.
Exactly.
I mean, at least they admit it.
At least that we've got people that don't have time to do much at all. That's why we help them and we do it sometimes for them.
Yep, absolutely. I don't know what we're up to now, but I think we're up to number 5 or 6. Self-efficiency. So self-efficiency is about learning through other people's experience and being affirmed by those people that you trust and know that they're
part of your community. Your community, yeah.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely.
There's always another investor in the same boat that you've been in or are in.
Yes, exactly right. Absolutely. And sometimes it's the key building blocks of a coaching relationship, creating strategies, achieving goals and celebrating their success with a coach can really build your own confidence.
Yeah.
Because, you know, by doing it and learning from it, it's actually going to make you a better investor or a better fitness person or better
whatever it is that you're trying to achieve.
Exactly right. What else? Collaboration. Collaboration. Do I say that right? So
collaboration.
Yeah, being understand. You know, working with other people, helping them make decision making.
Yeah, with the decision making process.
Correct. Yep. Because if you sometimes go out there and you've got to make all the decisions, it's nice to have someone that you can bounce off.
Oh, there's a lot of
that's seen so many other scenarios. You know, like, I mean, look, Stacey, you would get it as well. I mean, we're one of the head strategy kind of coaches where we meet people and their biggest thing is, can we do this?
Yeah,
and we can sit there and we know that we've seen so many different people, all walks of life come through.
And if you're not sure if you can do this, one of the big things that we have to help people with this type of thing is we do have a 14-day program. We've got one starting on Monday. Actually, we could get someone to post the link in the channel.
Stacey, fantastic. Let me see if I can bring that up because you're absolutely right. And thank you, because I was going to bring that up. You beat me to it.
So the program starts on Monday, and what it is a blueprint to be able to do it yourself. By the end of that challenge, you're just doing a little bit each day. It's not full on or anything.
Yep.
By the end of that challenge, you'll either know what you have to do to get investor ready, or you'll be investor ready.
Okay, so I've just
put all the different avenues and ways into the market.
Let me just, I've put that into, there it is, guys. I'm going to leave that up there for a minute.
Yeah.
That is our 14-day challenge.
You
get a little module every day for 14 days. This is a chance to work with the greatest, work with George, get a video every day. If you're an early person, you can get up early and watch the video and make your own notes. If you get like a big lunch break, you could do it in your lunch break, or if you've got kids, wait for them to go to bed.
It's not going to take you the full 14 days, just a little bit of time out of each day.
It's just a little taste test every day for 14 days. And let's say you do get busy one day where you can always do a catch up the following day. But you don't want to do like 5 sessions in one day. I wouldn't recommend that.
And you can always ask, we do have a group for that. So if you do end up joining, you can ask questions in that and we'll help you through.
Great. So look at that already, you know. The 14-day challenge is great. We ended up designing that challenge at the beginning of COVID, when COVID hit, because there were so many people out there that want to learn more about property. And we have very, very distinct steps. We have a road to success with our members, and there's 12 steps. And what's the best way to really put yourself out there is actually test driving the program before doing it yourself.
Not many companies offer that, none that I know
I don't know
of.
any companies that do it.
That will offer you to test run their product before going into it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And lucky last for our little kind of coaching recap, increases your mental health and mental strength.
Absolutely.
I mean, could you imagine, can we just go into a bit of a moment? Imagine if you don't own property, but then fast forward 2 years later, you're on your second, third property, it's all making you money. I mean, how good do you feel? How empowered?
It feels really difficult at the start, and then once you achieve that first hurdle, it's like, oh, it wasn't that bad after all.
Hey guys, let me tell you a little secret. If investing was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah.
The reality is it's not easy, but
It's
the
those
whole
people
idea is the
push
more
forward.
you get the advice of people that are doing it and they've got a system and a strategy that works over, we're talking over 10 years, tried and tested, and with thousands of members Australia-wide that works, you learn the basic principles.
Absolutely. The people that are most successful from it are the ones that push past. So if you get a no, find a way to get the yes.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And anyone that knows in the sales game, I mean, you've got to get 5 no's before you get a yes. So really, until you get your 5, you haven't started your job.
Yeah, that's it. keep going.
You just got to keep going. And so realistically, we've only got a couple of minutes left.
Yes, we're running to the end of it now.
We've decided to make these lives a little bit shorter. Look, I suppose we could talk about, I know for me personally, I've heard a lot of, bad coaching out there. But look, only want to talk about the positive. But someone's already written definitely recommend her.
That's Belinda.
Thank you very much.
Belinda.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So, guys, we've kind of broken down all the reasons why coaching is, and we're not just.
There was one more, I think, Belinda. Motivation.
Oh yes, motivation.
Motivation.
Fantastic. Absolutely, motivation. Sometimes it is just nice to have someone to kind of just push you along. Yeah. Whether that's fitness or investing,
having that positivity as well, like when you feel a bit down or a bit out about something, and having that person to just lift you up and push you up to the next level, or pull you up. If someone's pulling you up that hill, you by all means let them.
That's it. And that's also, that goes into being empowered.
Yep.
Improves your performance. There's a whole range of different things. A deeper level of learning. I mean, there's all these benefits. And the great thing about it is, you get to reap in the results and the rewards of it all.
Emotional intelligence.
Yes, love that. I'm going to write that one down, whoever wrote that. There's another feather for the cap.
I reckon it just says Facebook user, but I could guess who that is.
Absolutely. And look, we do know that George will be catching up with some really interesting people over in LA. Definitely some amazing coaches over there that have got companies that, that are in the high, the high millions.
And if you're going to get a mentor, one thing that you should look for is someone that is a level up or a few levels up from where you are right now. Because if you're looking to someone for motivation that isn't as far as you are,
there's no point getting someone who's going to give you all this advice on property or fitness and they don't do it themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Or they're a level below where you need to be. Look for someone where you want to go.
Oh, can I tell you, when I first started in investing, I had every man and his dog giving me advice about the market's going to crash. You shouldn't invest in property. Rah, rah, rah.
They still do it now. They're doing it now. Again, I talk to people every day that say the same thing. The market's going to crash. They're pretty worried. And I was like, well, it's been happening for a very long time that the market's going to crash.
Guys, if you were going to listen to the media, the market was going to crash every year for 10 years. Hasn't done it yet.
No.
Keeps going up. So probably not best to listen to that advice. But Stacey was right. You got to make sure you get mentors and coaches who have done it, have got real life results, who are doing it and are connected to, and really committed to the industry they're involved in. You know, they know that the
And
top
they're excited.
information, they're well educated. They're you know, they understand the data side of things.
And what
The
makes you a
economy.
good mentee is listening and learning and taking that advice on board.
Exactly right. You got it. So look, I think we've come to the end.
We have.
Now, look, we do hope that you know, George is in the US. He's only just landed, so we would have loved to have done a live cross, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen tonight. But we
No.
do hope that we're going to be doing something next week with him. We'll definitely have something going. We don't know what it will be, even if it's a little recording of George talking and doing a live that he's recorded during the day to you know, to show on this live Facebook. So that's pretty exciting. But hopefully, guys, you've enjoyed tonight's little rant.
Yes, we've just had a little conversation here. I love it when people come on board and just put in little conversations every now and then on the side there.
Guys, absolutely. Thank you so much for contributing. It really helps make our life, you know, and our live a little bit more interesting. It's great.
Now we're going into the more intimate setting with our members.
Correct. So we're going to say we're going to love you and leave you. We're going to say have a great week. We need to get in with our members now. We go live and loud with our members. Thank you so much for being a part of our special night. We'll see you next Thursday night. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll see you then. See you later, freedom fighters.
Bye.